Hi, and thank you for joining us today. We are so excited to have Nikkita and Austin at AMS Vans today. And what brings them in is our awesome partnership we have with Chive Charities. Nikkita and Austin are the latest recipients, and they've allowed us to take up a little bit of their time today just to talk about their story. So we're super excited to get to the root of it, which is the mobility freedom you guys are about to get. But yes. Before we get there, tell us a little bit about your story. What kind of brings you to Chive and to AMS Vans, and more about you guys.
Okay, so Austin was born with a rare genetic disorder called Pelizaeus-Merzbacher. It's extremely rare. It affects 1 in every 500,000 males, and it affects his central nervous system, so his brain doesn't produce myelin. And what that just means is he has severe developmental delays, and as he gets older, he gets worse. So I was told when he was about 6 months old that he would never walk or talk or sit up or do anything like that. He would be completely bound to a wheelchair and dependent on my care. I think then I was kind of in denial, so I kind of did what I had to do to try to give him as much of a normal life as possible anyway. I think he was about almost 1 or a little over 1 when I finally started to come to terms with the fact that this is my reality, but there was still some denial somewhere. One being that I probably should have been trying to get a van then, knowing that he would always be in a wheelchair, but I was like, I never want to drive a minivan. So I tried to put it off as long as possible, and here we are. As you can see, Austin is like almost bigger than me, so.
It must have been pretty difficult over the years to figure out how to transport and to, you know, get him into a vehicle. So what do you think that this van's going to allow you guys to do on a more regular basis?
It's going to allow us, so I mentioned I've tried to give him as close to a normal life. So that meant that I would take him to the zoo, to the aquarium, to an amusement park, to a water park, like just out what normal kids would do. And lately I haven't been able to do that just because it's really a hassle to try to pick the wheelchair up, put the wheelchair in the trunk, pick him up and lift him upward into the SUV, and try to get him in a car seat that he can't even fit because it's so small. So having this new van will allow us to start back going to different outings and on trips and everything, and I can just kind of roll him into the vehicle and strap him in, and we can go. It's not a 20 or 30 minute delay trying to get everything into the vehicle.
So it makes everything seem like
so
more in grasp and easier, which means you guys are going to get out more,
yes,
which is amazing.
Absolutely, and it's about to warm up, so it's just it's
right
on time.
So how did you hear about Chive and, you know, this opportunity for you guys to enhance your life?
We actually were at Disney World last year, and we came across another family that was at Disney, and they had a kid with a wheelchair and the special needs and all this, and the lady just randomly struck up a conversation, and she said, what kind of vehicle do you have? Did y'all drive down here? How did y'all get here? And I'm like, no, I have a little SUV. We flew here. We rented this, I think we had a Sprinter vehicle. And she was like, oh, well, we just got our own Sprinter through Chive Charities. They're great. You should check them out. And so I wish I knew her name. I did not get any of that information from her, only because I thought I would see her again. And I didn't. So, I mean, if she sees this, thank you so much. But yeah, because of her, I mean, before her, I've never heard of Chive's charity. So this is absolutely amazing.
Well, I think it's that perfect timing. I was reading your story, the one that Chive did, and there was a quote in there that you said, it's like, at first I was asking myself, why me? Why me? And I know that there's so many families that live alike the lifestyle that you have. And so, you know, here you are, you're getting this awesome unit that's going to be able to show you guys the world as much as you can. And I think you've done a lot to get there personally. So do you have anything that you might say to another mother or another parent that's going through this? Like, what did you find in those deep times or those dark times to kind of push you through?
So I'm deeply rooted in my faith. Like, I absolutely believe that there is a God and that miracles are a thing and they happen. And so I just kind of cling to that. And like you said, in my story, it was why me? I used to think, why me? Like, am I cursed? What's going on? Like, why me? And over time, I just kind of had to turn it into more of a positive and not a negative. And then I started to ask myself, like, why me in a good way? Like, how did I become so fortunate and so blessed that God entrusted me with such a special kid? Because it was an ex-boyfriend of mine. His mom said, remember, God only gives his special children to special people. And that is kind of what really shifted my perspective on the whole situation. So now I'm like, why me? Like, how did I get so lucky? How did I become so blessed? So just cling to your faith and just know that God gives his special children to special people. So it takes, everybody can't do this. So it takes someone really strong to take this journey, to be in this journey.
I commend you for it.
Thank you.
You do a beautiful job. And
Thank
I know you have a little one running around. She's not on camera right now. But we have trips, right? So we've gone to the zoo, we've gone to Disney. What's the first place that you really want to go extendedly for a trip?
I want us to go to Morgan's Wonderland in Texas. That is a special needs amusement park. They are designed specifically to be able to handle wheelchairs on all of their rides. So I think that would be an amazing trip. And Austin loves amusement parks, so.
He loves amusement parks. I know he loves music.
Yes, he loves music.
And so
he loves anything that's really animated, and he loves being around other children. So just hearing other children laughing and playing will brighten his day.
I'm happy to hear that, because I think this vehicle is really going to give you the opportunity to not limit yourself or, you know, his experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of it is just making life easier for you guys, right? Making it like, I want to go to the grocery store. It doesn't have to be, like you said, that 40-minute ordeal, especially with a little one. And I know she's in a car seat.
Now it's like, if Miss Doris isn't there to help us, I'm just like, maybe I don't need groceries today. We'll just find something to put together in the kitchen. So it has gotten to that point because, like I said, it had become a hassle. And I know it sounds bad, but I mean, that's the reality of what everything is.
So with your experience in AMS Vans, and I know you've been working with Payne, who is our, you know, star here. Can you tell us just a little bit what you've learned about working with us and, you know, what that process has been like for you?
Yes, the process has been fantastic. The whole process, even with Chives, like I did my application in January, and we're almost at the end of March, not quite, and we're here already, you know, about to get this new van. So it's been absolutely amazing. Payne has been really good with communication, and I think he probably laughed at me initially because he was really trying to push me toward like a Dodge, and I was like, do we have anything else? Like, I'm not trying to be super picky, but please not a Dodge. So he was very helpful with that, and I really, really appreciate it. Even working with you has been amazing. I am truly fortunate and very blessed to have come in contact with all of you.
And you're so close. So we'll be checking in, and then obviously anything you need, we're so close, and we want you to stop by and continue to learn about your story and Austin's story and Empress, wherever she is. But so a little bit about what's going to happen next is, you know, we're all here for the van. So it's parked out front. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see. Oh, yeah, I see it.
We'll go and take a look at that, you know, and experience that with you guys, and then show you around our facility. But I cannot thank you enough for blessing us and coming into our AMS family, and I'm so excited to see where you guys will go. And
absolutely.
We're really happy to be a part of the journey.
For someone who never wanted to drive a minivan, I'm like super excited. It's all I've been talking about for like the past week. I'm like, I'm about to have a minivan, and I'm actually excited about it. So we are here.
We're so glad we can be there for you guys. You deserve it.